This is going to be a long video. Look at me.
I'm going on an adventure.
If you didn't know already, my partner and I are about to move to Australia for 1 year, and these are the bags that we are taking. For context, even though we're taking backpacks, we're not doing the stereotypical backpacker thing of staying in hostels and moving to a new place every other day. But as we are starting our trip with 2 weeks in Bali, I think both Em and I have packed with backpacking in mind to ensure we don't overpack. I hope they don't mind me saying this, but typically Em is an overpacker and I am an underpacker. So I thought, even though this video is going to be mainly showing you what I'm taking in my 2 backpacks, I'm going to do some comparisons between the 2 of us so you can compare an overpacker versus an underpacker. And before we get properly in this video, I will just say this video is not sponsored by anybody, but I will be putting affiliate links to stuff I mentioned in the description, so if anything piques your interest, you know where to look. Let's start with our carry-on bags. This is the passenger boondocker. It's 26 litres. I'm taking this bag because I already had it. I've tried to spend as little as possible, so I'm taking this bag. I don't know how much you can actually see in here, but it has a laptop compartment and a zip pocket. That's all on the inside. On the outside, we have this little lined pocket, I guess for sunglasses and things. We have 2 water pockets, a front pocket, and there's also this side access to the laptop compartment. I'll be honest, when it comes to day-to-day bags, I much prefer one with more organisational features. Like this bag has all the pockets in the world, but the downside of this bag and why I'm not taking it is it's very thin and you can't extend it, so that can get out of here. I love everything about this bag apart from the lack of pockets, but I don't think that will be the end of the world for me, because as I'm going to show you, everything inside is going to be packed pretty organised anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem. The first thing in my carry-on bag is perhaps the most important thing I'm taking at all, and that is my documents holder. In here we have my passport, my health card, my international driving permit, some Australian dollars, basically just every important thing that I need. It's also RFID protected, which essentially makes it harder for electronic pickpocketing. As I said, very important that I don't lose this. And just as an extra layer of protection while it's in my carry-on bag, I'm going to be keeping it in this dry bag, just because in my head this is space saving, because I'm not having to roll this up and store it. And you know, it means it's protected in case anything spills on it while we're traveling. Then we have this drawstring bag, which is just one of the many pieces of Walk Off the Earth merch I've collected over the years because they're one of my favourite bands. And again, I already had this bag, so I thought I might as well take it. The reasoning behind this is that it separates the stuff I need on the plane from the stuff I don't need on the plane. And what I'm going to do is when we get on the plane, this is what will go by my feet. It also means I'll have more floor space, which probably won't be an issue anyway, because I'm not sure I'll be able to touch the floor. It also means my valuables can be secured safely in the overhead, so that if someone tramples on this, it's not the end of the world. This is packed with our first travel day in mind. We have a 7-hour flight overnight, followed by a 1-hour layover and then a 10-hour flight. So I've had to pack with getting a good night's sleep and being entertained in mind. First thing we have in here, headphones, so I can listen to music. Next, my Kindle, so that I can read. This is all pretty self-explanatory. Next, my Switch, so I can play games. And then we have a pair of compression socks that I will put on before we get on the flight. And the reason behind these is that we will be flying for around 16 hours and not doing many steps, so obviously that's not going to be great for our bodies. So wearing these on the plane will increase blood circulation, prevent swelling, and ultimately just hopefully will stop our legs from aching. And they came with this little laundry bag, so that's nice. Next, we have eye mask. This is actually Em's old eye mask, but they ended up getting a different one to this. I really like this one because even though I probably look ridiculous right now, it's really comfy, it's thin, and it doesn't fall, and it's not bulky. So I could just fall asleep right now. I really could. Ooh, it's bright out here. I also like that you can just roll it up and then tie this little loop around it. And then I just have this little bag to keep it in, stop it getting dirty. It's like never ending, this bag. My sleep buds, I sleep with these in every night. They just basically mask sound around you and help you sleep. I think they're great, and you know, I'm going to be wanting to sleep on the plane. So, sleep buds. Next we have this little microfiber flannel, because you know, you'll never know when you might need a flannel. I will also be using it to wipe up sweat. It's that gross. I'm not planning to sweat on the plane, but you know, when we land and I'm hot and sweaty, the under boob might need tending to. I just said that. Water bottle. Em is going to be taking electrolytes, so this bottle is so I can make electrolytes on the plane. And why do we need electrolytes on the plane? Again, we are in the sky for a long time, we need to keep hydrated, and some people say that electrolytes help with jet lag, so we'll see. And that is my carry-on bag. Next we have toiletries. Obviously they have to be in a clear bag. Toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, hand sanitizer. Camera case. This has, well, all of my cameras in, as you can see. My next video is going to be talking through all the tech that I'm taking, because that is a video in itself, and if I do that in this video, we'll just be here forever. So if you're a tech nerd and want to know what tech I'm taking, it will be in the next video. Laptop. This is actually just my laptop case because I'm using my laptop right now, but laptop. Then we just have little things like my wallet and a coin purse. My mum's iPod Nano, which I'm not sure if I'm taking yet. My loops, because sometimes I be overstimulated. It's a fan, it's also a portable charger, and it's also a torch. Is there anything this can't do? And this is the bag, all packed. There is a bit of room still in here, but this is actually borderline the weight allowance. I also forgot to mention this little guy. To be completely honest, I wanted to take Teddy with me because I'm going to get homesick, and I thought a teddy would be comforting. Unfortunately, the one I wanted to take is too big. So this is the compromise, this little guy. And he just chills in here, so he's ready when I need a cry. I forgot to mention this. This will be attached to the side of my bag. It is my travel pillow. I'll be honest, it is a bit bulkier than I would have liked when it is packed. But again, it's really comfy. There's multiple ways of wearing it, and it's memory foam, and I do like memory foam, as we have long flights that are overnight and potentially road tripping when we're in Australia. I thought investing in a good quality neck pillow was probably a smart choice. That concludes my day bag, and to compare it to Em's, Em has bought off-vinted Osprey Daylight. The plan was that it would be an easy bag to attach to the front of the frame of their main backpack, which is the Osprey Fairtrek 50 litres. But what we didn't realise is that within the last few years, they've updated one of the bags, so now the buckles don't work together. We have messaged Osprey to see if they can send us some new buckles, because annoyingly they don't sell spare parts. And in terms of what Em has packed for their carry-on bag, as you can see, it's pretty much the same. Slight differences include some spare clothes, first aid kit, portable chargers, card games that obviously we can play together. Other than that, everything else is pretty much the same. Onto the main bag. This is the Osprey Ace 50, and it's orange, very on brand. Both Em and I did a lot of research when it came to bags. We went in a lot of outdoor shops to try bags on and get fitted properly, and this is the bag I chose. It's a youth's backpack, and I decided on a youth backpack because, as you can see, it has this frame which makes the whole wearing the bag experience a lot nicer, because obviously it's not flush on your back, so it's breathable, etc, etc. And in the youth backpack I am on the maximum size, and I personally just felt more comfortable with that rather than getting an adult's frame and being on like the smallest size. And obviously by getting a kid's backpack, it was a lot cheaper than buying an adult's backpack. Obviously this bag is made for trekking and camping and things, not necessarily backpacking. So inside it's literally just a bag. There's not really any organizational stuff in there at all, except a little pocket that is intended for a water pouch. One useful feature, however, is that the bottom opens up so you can access whatever you put at the bottom. I think I'm going to put my camera stuff there. It's got these little pockets on the outside, a pocket in the lid. This is probably really noisy, sorry. It also comes with a rain cover, which is bright green, so you know, nice combo. And yeah, obviously one potential downside is that it doesn't open like a suitcase, so I'm gonna have to dig things out. But as with the other bag, I'm packing it in a way which I don't think that will matter because everything is kind of organised. And to answer the question on everyone's lips, if you're not backpacking, why are you taking a backpack and not a suitcase? When I put that on for the first time when it was full, I asked myself the same question. But because we don't actually know what we're going to be doing, I feel like there's no correct answer as to whether I should be taking a backpack or I should be taking a suitcase, because there's going to be times when I'm wearing the backpack thinking, I'm so glad I don't have to pull this around on this uneven floor, but equally there will probably be times when I'm just walking with it on my back thinking, I really wish I could pull this along. And I know that backpacks with wheels exist, but they're so heavy before you've even put anything in that I just didn't think that was worth it, to be honest. And in terms of M, they went with the Osprey Fairtrek 50 litres, which is the backpack that everyone recommends if you're going backpacking. It opens like a suitcase. It still has the nice fitted frame so that it's comfortable on your back. We won't know which one's better until we're out there. So in my backpack, I'm going to be carrying 5 compression cubes. This one has all of my trousers and shorts that I'm going to be taking with me. In here I have 1 pair of pyjama bottoms, 3 pairs of shorts, 1 pair of nice thin trousers, and a pair of those trousers that have zips that you can then turn them into shorts. Not necessarily the most fashionable item in the world, but 3 in 1. Think of the space I've saved. This packing cube has my t-shirts in. There's 4 t-shirts in here and a pyjama top, period pants, sanitary products, keeps it all separate, and obviously I don't need access to it all the time. Swimming cube, 1 pair of goggles, 1 pair of swim shorts, 2 bikini tops, 1 bikini bottom, 1 swimming costume, and 2 pairs of the shorts I mentioned earlier can actually be worn to swim in. As you can see, these are my shorts. You can run in them, swim in them. They have the built-in thing, so they're good for all of that. They also have a pocket inside. So I thought, again, they were a good option because I'm going to want to exercise. I can wear these. I'm going to want to swim. I can wear these. Space saving is always on my mind. Underwear. This is currently empty because I have not packed my underwear yet, but I am planning on taking 9 pairs of pants, 4 bras, 4 pairs of trainer socks, and then 2 pairs of fluffy socks, just because even though we're going to warm places, I'm at my most calm when I have fluffy socks on. Shoes. I'm going in my Crocs. I'm also taking these flip-flops for the shower, because, you know, if we end up in public showers, they can be gross. Tethers. Em said that tethers are what I should get. I bought the wrong model. I bought the cheap model. So these aren't the ones you should necessarily get. But I have been wearing them in and they are quite comfy, so they'll do. I haven't decided if I'm going to take trainers or not yet. I'm kind of torn. Originally my plan was to just buy them when I get to Australia and I need them. But yeah, still undecided about trainers. That concludes my entire wardrobe for a year. Toiletries. Both Em and I have the exact same toiletry bag. Mine is purple, Em's is green. And they're good because you open them and they fold out and it hangs. So in here we have all sorts of things like a toothbrush, flosser, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, body spray, nail clippers, chafing cream, lip balm, soap bars, spare toothbrush heads, spare razor heads, and you know, just all the basic toiletries you could need. Then we have this first aid kit. Em and I have one each. This one is mainly bandages and plasters and things and antiseptic stuff. Obviously first aid is important. And then we have this really old toiletry bag, which is the sunscreen and after sun bag. Oh, there's more. Em also has 2 bottles of sunscreen, which is a lot, but I'm ginger, so I need a lot. And also because we're going to Bali for 2 weeks, people don't recommend buying sun cream there because it's expensive and apparently they don't have much of a range. So at least by taking it with us, we can ensure we have factor 50 and that we are protected. And this one's for my head because, again, ginger. Time for the fun bag. This is my old toiletry bag, but it's actually full of camera equipment, camera accessories, tech stuff, fun stuff. As I said, my next video is going to be an in-detail one about tech and camera stuff that I'm taking, so I won't bore you with it right now. But if you do want to know, then subscribe and then do notifications and all that stuff, and then you might get to see my deck video. Pencil case and notebook. I like to put my brain onto paper sometimes and doodle, and I just thought having a notebook might be handy. Towels. One for the beach, one for the shower. Hat. Raincoat. This is actually old merch of mine that I am taking because, as I said, I've tried to buy as little as possible. So yes, I will be wearing my own merch on holiday. Little bum bag. Just 2 little pockets. And what I like about this is that when you don't want to use it, you can just fold it away. And there's a little hook, so you can clip it onto things. I feel like no one's going to be able to guess what's in this bag. Perhaps one of the most random things we're taking. Foldable coat hangers, which I would never have thought to take. This was one of Em's ideas, and you know, even though we don't have many clothes, it would be nice to be able to hang them all up. And I'm taking them in this bag just because you never know when you might need a spare drawstring bag. This next thing, again, a little bit random. It's a shiwi. I already had one, so I thought I would take it with me because you never know when you need a shiwi. That is everything that's going in my main backpack. So let's compare it to what Em is taking. Again, it doesn't look like we're taking a dissimilar amount of things. They've packed a lot more clothes than me. They've also got a jewellery box, which I don't have. They've also packed a door stopper, because obviously we're 2 women and you can never be sure that you're going to be safe. And yeah, looking at what they're taking, I feel like I've got way more stuff than them. To be fair, what they have overpacked in clothes, I've compensated by overpacking in tech. For example, they're taking 1 camera with no accessories. I'm taking 3 cameras with a whole bag of accessories. So I think it's fair to say we've both actually done a good job. I guess we won't know for sure how well we've done until we get there and realise we've missed something or brought something that we shouldn't have done. But I'm kind of proud of both of us that we've actually managed to fit all of our things into our 2 bags, because there have been moments where I've thought, yeah, this isn't going to happen, this is going to be difficult. And also, one advantage we do have compared to most couples probably that go together, we share clothes. So okay, I've packed 4 t-shirts, but I've also got access to all of Em's t-shirts and vice versa. That is everything that we're taking. When both of my bags are packed, it equals about 30% of my body weight, which was a bit of a shock when I first put them on because I'm not very strong. So I have actually, for the last few weeks, been training, which actually has just been me walking around the garden with both of my bags on my back. As I've already mentioned, my next video is going to be an in-depth look at what tech I'm taking, like cameras, etc. So look out for that. And yeah, This trip that we've been planning for 9 months is approaching very quickly, and it's exciting, but it's also terrifying. See you in the next one. Do I keep the whole bye thing, or is that just like, are we over that now? Should I do it anyway? Bye!